forgot to okay. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to thank someone that has a name in Japanese. So I did my best to translate it. Apologies if it's inaccurate. I don't speak Nihongo. Nihongo, not Jozu. Nihongo, not Jozu. Not at all. So, the experimental body of a fish. Thank you very much for the follow. That's the best translation I could get. I either have an experimental body or with Duolingo and reverso I have the experimental body of a fish. So either experimental body or the experimental body of a fish. Thank you very much for the follow. You can appreciate it. Apologies for my terrible, pretty much not very terrible, like inexistent Japanese skill. Because it's not terrible, I just don't have it. So thank you very much for the follow. Anyway, sorry for the delay. I was out of food, so I needed to buy more. To buy it. Yeah. And that's it. So, kind of weird to see like Japanese of me. Kind of weird. But not really weird in a bad way. Just not used to the on the channel. Not a bad thing. Not a bad thing. Not at all. I mean, be kind of ungrateful to be like, oh, just because I can't read the language, which is why I just dropping a look. Have a good time. Oh, thank you very much, Plague. Thank you very much for showing up. As always, lovely to have you. Yeah. We'll be continuing to read Cuchulainn. And I need to remove myself from my own Twitch channel because I will look at the number. The number is evil, something like that. Because number of sadness need to be hidden for the good of everything. Quite literally, actually. So yeah. And that's going to be it. Should I start? Yeah, before I forget. The next week's program for the a bunch of work this weekend. The next week's program for Tabletop RPG work stream is going to be about rules. I'm going to go to the nitty-gritty of the rules and stuff like that, and I'm going to finally force myself to do the math. I already have a plan. I already know what I want with it. It would just be, I guess, kind of boring. So it's kind of bad for like it's kind of bad for the affiliate bullshit. Because it's bullshit. So, yes, I still bullshit. I will not remove my opinion on it. It's like, oh, we want you to make money for us. We're going to make it harder. Like, why? We're making money for you. Why do you have to make it hard? Okay, I'll stop bitching about it. Just doesn't make much sense to me. But I mean, it's not the first time Twitch making sense. Not really the strong suit. It seems to be the strong suit of a lot of social media. But whatever. So experimental body of a fish. Thank you very much for the follow again, because because I'm thankful. Yeah. I don't really know how to finish that sentence, so it's kind of died along the way. So yeah. So you need to go back to Cuchulainn of Muirthemd. I'm going to arm myself with my attempts to understand Gaelic. The murder will happen. It's the Gaelic murder. Morda will happen because I don't know how to speak the language. So, hey boy. So, where the fuck is my book? What the fuck? Okay. Well, I need to remove that scene. It's actually useless. That's why I was confused. I was confusion. Okay. That's showing up. Oh no. Subscribe from oh, Niha. Yeah. What is the one? Is it Gamag? It's Gamag, yeah. Yeah, it's Gamag that shows everything, and I don't really want to. YouTube. So let's go to work. Let's just change it. Let's go to Cuchulainn of Mirthemd, part 7. You don't really need to know the previous parts for these ones. They're almost like self-contained stories themselves. They still follow like the life of Cuchulainn, but each chapter has a beginning and an end. You don't really need to, you don't need to. It's not like a modern like. Is that actually BGM? There's no BGM. Oh no. So let's put the music on. Put the music on. Oh. I was wrong. Oh no, that's because it's on the... That's why. Okay, I need to change it quickly so that I don't get into trouble. Put back the music on. We got some music. What was they? No, this time never will be the fitting one for you. No. Find where I was. Golden Ragif for the man built to I see Korbar asking for blood. I see Fergus caught in hidden lies. I see Deirdre crying with tears. Okay, that's not a. Okay. Wait, I forgot what's a microwave again. You should not forget your microwave. Those are dangerous pieces of equipment. And welcome back, Rat Goblin. The Rat Goblin 221. Thank you very much for coming back to the stream. No! Okay, I should remove that from the bar because it contains information. Yes, information. Information that you should not know. I merely use them to throw to people. I mean, that's a weapon. That's a viable weapon. Those shit, like, if you throw them hard enough, I'm sure you can crack a skull with it. Which is not an advice nor an endorsement of violence. I am against violence of any kind. Look at that weapon of peace that I am carrying. This is a peaceful weapon. Meant for bonking, not caving of skull. Not the caving of skulls. Completely peaceful. If I use a trebuchet, I could. Yeah, actually, yeah. You could. I mean, a catapult would do the job as well. Just less distance. You just have less distance if you use a catapult instead of a trebuchet. Where was... Okay, so you have your catapultists. Like, catapultist? Don't like catapultophobe. I don't know. I mean, good shit, we don't use them anymore then. I mean, trebuchets are better. I mean, it's just a fact. They are better. It's a fact. They are more precise, can fire longer distances, have more carrying power. They're better. It's a fact. And they're in French. Trebuchet. One of the great French inventions of the Middle Ages, the trebuchet. I will remove that. Okay. Sorry if I get surprised by the music. It's just that it's a... I'm not sure I like it. I don't think it fits. So I'm going to change the music again. I'll go back to that. Okay, let's go. That's better for reading. Not because the music is bad, because it doesn't fit as much as I thought. Yeah. Korbar got cucked. Yeah, that's literally the story. Korbar got his wife stolen, like his future wife. Because, important fact, the marriage was not consumed. So technically they are not wed, technically it's legal. Nika did no crime, because they were not wed. Important detail. Important detail in the story, Nika did not steal Deirdre. Deirdre went like a horny rodent and followed like the beautiful boy. And then the beautiful boy was like, oh, why should we not stop to save the lady? The lady was like, "Wait for me!" And he went like, "Oh, I'm hearing a voice." And he turned around, and there was a beautiful lady behind him. After 3 times, because it's a ritual. You know what they say? First and foremost, if it happened once, it's a coincidence. If it happened twice, it's a circumstance. If it happened, you take my effort to set up. Yeah. Yes, you're absolutely right. Catapults don't have enough kinetic power because they have less of a movement. Because if you would consider like a trebuchet is like a big ass atol, like a big, it's pretty much used the same basic idea, but as almost like a 360. Yeah, trebuchet is more accurate. Yeah, you're right. Bigger projectiles, more accurate, longer distances. So it's better in every aspect. That's why when the trebuchets start to show up, the catapults start to die down. Because it's just better. So the entire story where we were left off was that Conchubar got cocked before consuming the marriage, making it legal to be cocked. It's a legal cocking. It's not cocking because they're not wed. So technically, not cocking, he just lost his wife. His future wife. But what he wanted, because Deirdre is the most beautiful wife ever. Like, he's the most beautiful girl ever. Conchubar is a high king, most beautiful wife. Possible wife. So he went over like, "Oh, you should be my wife." And she was like, "Maybe." And she went there, and it was kind of weird and a bit creepy. Because he was like, "Oh, I love you." And she was like, "You should do this for me, you should do that for me." So, it was a bit of a lukewarm relationship. Not really like love. But she fell in love with Nicha, and there was a prophecy before, got into a vision, and because Nicha is the most beautiful boy, etc., also more like age appropriate between Nicha and Deirdre. So she like a horny rodent because he's a beautiful boy, went to the beautiful boy, and so the old king is sad. He's very sad. So now, because he has been, strong in disappointment, he's going to do this. Beginning hydration and then storytelling. Yes. Disclaimer. That specific book was written and compiled in the not written but compiled and updated in the 1908. So some of the phrasing is a little bit old. So I may look at it and have difficulties reading some parts because it's written in the way people would speak before World War One. So sometimes it's a bit like, "Oh, there's a word missing here." Oh, why is it 2 words instead of 1? It's 1 word in English now. So, bear with me. That's what I'm doing. Okay, no, it happened after a time that a very great feast was made by Conchubar in Imain Macha for all the great among his nobles, so that the whole company were easy and pleasant together. The musicians stood up, all those names. The musicians stood up, names. Stood up to play their songs and to give poems, and they gave out the branches of relationship and of kindred. These are the names of the poets that were in Imain at the time, and my doom. Cathbad the Druid, son of Conall, son of Rudrick, Genan of the Bright Face, son of Cathbad, Fersern, and Genan Brackney, and many others, and Sencha, son of Aelil. Sencha is Cuchulainn. No, Sencha is the father of Cuchulainn, I think. I don't remember. Wait. No, Setanta is the name of Cuchulainn. So Sencha is his father, I think. I sound correctly. Been a bit. They were all drinking and making merry until Conchubar the king raised his voice and spoke aloud. And it was what he said. Sorry, burpees. I desire to know from you Did you ever see a better house than this house of Emain? Or the hearth better than my hearth, in any place you were ever in? We did not, they said. If that is so, said Korbach, do you know of anything at all is wanting to you? That's what I mean, a little bit weird on the phrasing, you know? We know of nothing, said they. That is not so with me, said Korbach. I know of a great want that is on you. What? Okay, I know of a great want that is on you, the want of the 3 best candles of the Gael, the 3 noble sons of Uznach, that ought not to be away from us for the sake of any woman in the world, Nisha, Henley, and Arden. For surely they are the sons of a king, and they would defend the high kinship against the best men of Ireland. If we had dared, said they, it is long ago we would have said it, and more than that, the province of Ulster would be equal to any other province in Ireland. If there was no Ulsterman in... If there was no Ulsterman in it, but those 3 alone. For it is lions they are, in hardness and in bravery. Is that so? Said Korbach. Let us send word by a messenger to Alban, which is Scotland, and to the dwelling place of the sons of Uznach, to ask them back again. Who will go there with the message? Said they all. So all of the poets and all of the heroes, no, everyone in the hall, said they all. Just to be precise about that. I cannot know that, said Korbach. For there is a Gisa, that is bonds. Gisa is pretty much word magic. A Gisa is an oath that has been made, or is an oath that has been made, and because that is based on older folklore, giving your words held magic on its own. It's pretty much like oath magic. If you give your word in your own name, that's why they say in the stories, they say a lot of times, they say, by the oath that my people say. Because that's in importance. Like, if you say that, it means pretty much I swear. And if you swear, it means that you are bound by word, and you are bound both by honor, but by the word itself, as words are magical. And gods like Ogmios and others will go bonking you the hell out if you do not keep your word. Because the gods and the Esshi or Essire do not joke about oath, about promise, and the word given. Because it's magical, and because it binds the gods and men, and it binds the prayers of gods and men. And it's pretty much like how you do peace, how you go to war. You know, it's a big thing. It's a big thing. So it's pretty much, you know, holy, you could say. The word given holds value to, and that's why a Gisa is a... Okay. Okay, for there is a Gisa, it is a bonds. A bonds, word given, etc, etc. Okay, for there is a Gisa that is bonds. On Nisha, not to come back with any man, only of the 3. Often Gisha will also be like prophecies. So if someone say big, for example, classic prophecy, only those 3 men can meet at that place for what you want to happen. For example, if you want to be defended on that day, you need those 3 men and those 3 men alone. If you bring a 4th, a great tragedy will happen to you. And that's what druids will do. Druids will do divination, and then they will be like, okay, do not go there until that day, do not do that until, you know, until that day of spring. It's pretty much, it's everything is tied together. The power of words, the powers of word given, the powers of word divined, the power of prophecy, the power of oath. Words, big thing, huge thing. Which is why in a lot of Celtic theory, because we don't really have, in their own words, we don't have their version. We only have what can be theorized historically with historians and folklorists. Which is the reason why Celtic people did not write on permanent stuff. was probably because to them, even more with gods, gods were never called by their name, unless it's for a temple or stuff like that. If it's for a temple, then you can write their name on the temple because it is meant to be a place of summoning, a house of the gods. Then it's fair. If it's like callously, then you are trying to imprison the gods by using their name into a mundane object. So it was seen probably as a great act of disrespect, closer to heresy. And you don't want that, because you could get ostracized by society, you could get banned, druids could be like, you did too much, so time for human sacrifice. So, big taboo, huge taboo, probably. And I say probably because we don't have, it's theorized, that part of the theories surrounding that, because we know they could write. They were not illiterate. We know they could write, we know they could count. But we know that they did not use permanent writing, and often the permanent writing that we have on monuments goes to the Gallo-Roman period, when there was like a Romanized or Latinized from like the Romans, and it was Gallo-Roman. So they were not so there was like hybridization. So they were probably not what they did originally, if you know what I mean. It was, they integrated like the idea of the Romans. A lot of it was like permanent temples, representation, less, more like more figurative art and less like abstract art, and more like, and they pretty much dress up their gods into Roman garbs, like the toga, which obviously would not have happened in the pre-Roman period, because we know it did not happen, because we know the art of the time. And they were more abstract, more flowy, a lot closer to what you could get with the Vikings and Germanic people. Less strictly, less figurative, less strictly black portraits, less realistic, more symbolic, you could say. So that's why all of that is part of that. It's part of this idea, like to be imprecise is to be more respectful to the gods and to the cosmos and stuff like that. Probably. No first accounts. So I have to say probably a bunch of times, because they not specifically, this is what we believe. That would be very helpful, actually. No. Okay, first there is a Gisa, that is bones. On Nisha, not to come back with any man. Only one of those three. Conal Senach, or Fergus, or Cuchulainn. And I will know now, said Gongebach. Oh, yeah. Okay, or Cuchulainn, and I will know now. Okay, that's because he said almost 2 times the same thing, so I was like a bit confused. Like, which no? And I will know now, said he. Which one of those 3 loves me best? Ooh, playing them against one another. That's kind of vicious. Then he called Conal to one side and he asked him, what would you do with me if I should send you for the sounds of Uznach? And if they were destroyed through me, a thing I do not mean to do. I do not mean to, oh, that's vicious. As I am not going to undertake it, said Conal. I will say that it is not one alone I would kill, but any Ulsterman I would lay hold of that had harmed them would get a shortening of life from me and the sorrow of death. That's what I mean, kind of difficult, That's kind of difficult phrasing. So pretty much kill him and his ash and kill anyone. I see well, said Gongebach. You are no friend of mine. Ooh. And he put Conal away from him. Then he called Cuchulainn to him and asked him the same as he did the other. I give my word as I am not going, said Cuchulainn. If you want that of me, and that you think to kill them when they come, it is not one person alone that would die for it, but every Ulsterman I could lay hold of would get shortening of life from me and the sorrow of death. I see well, said Gongebach, that you are no friend of mine. He pretty much asking them honor or duty. And he put Cuchulainn from him. And then he called Fergus to him and asked him the same question. And Fergus said, "Whatever may happen, I promise your blood will be safe from me. But besides yourself, there is no Ulsterman that would try to harm them. And that I would lay hold of, but I would give him shortening of life and the sorrow of death," said Conchubar. "It is yourself must go for them, and it is tomorrow." That's what I said, like with 2 words. There's a division there that doesn't exist in modern English, so sometimes it's a bit confusing. "And it is tomorrow you must set out." Voice. "Set out, for it is with you they will come. And when you are coming back to us westward, I put you under bonds to go first to the fort of Borach, son of Kent. And give me your word now that as soon as you get there, you will send on the son of Uznach to Emain. Whether it be day or night at the time." After that, the 2 of them went in together, and Fergus told all the company how it was under his charge they were to be put. Then Conchubar went to Borach and asked Adi let me try that again. Then Conchubar went to Borach and asked he a feast ready prepared for him. "I have," said Borach. "But although I was able to make it ready, I was not able to bring it to Emain." "If that is so," said Conchubar, "give it to Fergus when he comes back to Ireland, for it is Gisa on him not to refuse your feast." Okay, Gisa, again, broken word, etc., etc. So he has to go through with it. He gave his word, so he has to get through to it. At risk, if he does not, he risks a curse from the gods. Or the Fae, the Aesshi. So, not fucking, don't do it, unless you want to be cursed on 99 generations. To refuse your feast. Borach promised he would do that, and that they wore away that night. So Fergus set out in the morning, and he brought no guards nor helpers with him, but himself and his 2 sons, fair-haired Yolan and rough-red Buin, and Cuchulainn, the shield-bearer, and the shield itself. They went on till they got to the dwelling place of the son of Uznach, and to Loch Eche in Alban, Scotland, same. It is all the son of Uznach live. They had 3 houses, and the house where they made ready the food, and it is not there they would eat it. And the house where they would eat it, it is not where they would sleep. So they have a living room, which is a house, they have a kitchen, which is a house, and they have a sleeping room, which is a house. Okay. When Fergus came to the harbour, he let a great shout out of him. And it is how Nisha and Deirdre were. They had a chessboard between them, and they were playing on it, or playing chess. Nisha heard the shout, and he said, "Okay, just adjust in the chair, because because my back is not very happy. That is the shout of a man of Ireland." It is not, but the cry of a man of Alban," said Deirdre. Of Deirdre, I'm really too sure. She knew at the first it was Fergus gave the shout, but she denied it. Then Fergus let another shout out of him. "That is an Irish shout," said, 3 times the charm, as they say. "That is an Irish shout," said Nisha again. "It is not indeed," said Deirdre. "Let us go on playing." Then Fergus gave a 3rd shout, and the son of Uznach knew this time it was the shout of Fergus. And Nisha said to Ardan to go out and meet him. Then Deirdre told him that she herself knew at first shout that it was Fergus. "Why did you deny it then, Queen?" "Yeah, slay Queen," sorry, said Nisha. "Because of a vision I saw last night," because she has visions and stuff. So last night, said Deirdre, which visions and dreams one and the same. Let us be correct about that. It's pretty much like not a strong division between prophetic dreams and visions. Okay? Depending on the context, depending on the feeling of the characters, those are the same. Because of a vision I saw last night, said Deirdre. 3 birds I saw coming to us from Ime Macha, and 3 drops of honey in their mouth. And they left them with us. And 3 drops of our blood they brought away with them. What meaning do you put on that, Queen? Said Nisha. Very simpish. Sorry. It is, said Deirdre. Fergus that is coming to us with a message of peace from Cuchulainn. For honey is not sweeter than a message of peace sent by a lying man. Bad dude. Let that pass, said Nisha. Is there anything in it but troubled sleep and the melancholy of a woman? And it is a long time Fergus is in the harbour. Rise up, Ardan, to be before him, and bring him with you here. And Ardan went down to meet him, and gave him a fond kiss to himself, and to his 2 sons. Sorry to have... and it is what he said. My love to you, dear comrades. After that he asked news of Ireland, and they gave it to him. And then they came to where Nisha and Ainley and Deirdre were, and they kissed Fergus and his 2 sons on the cheeks. Let us be correct. 2 sons, and they asked news of Ireland from them. It is the best news I have for you, said Fergus, that Cuchulainn, king of Ulster, has sworn by the earth beneath him, by the high heaven above him, and by the sun that travel to the west, that it will have no rest by day, nor sleep by night, if the son of Uznach, his own foster brothers, will not come back to the land of their home and the country of their birth. And he has sent us to ask you there. I'm drooling. It is better for them to stop here, said Deirdre. For they have a greater sway in Scotland than Cuchulainn himself has in Ireland. Ooh, this! That's a diss track on there. Powerless hiking. Ooh. But it's like, she's actually historically correct. One owns... Okay, sorry. One's own country is better than any other thing, said Fergus. For no man can have any pleasure, however great his good luck and his way of living, if he does not see his own country every day. That is true, said Nisha. For Ireland is dearer to myself than Alban. Though I would get more in Alban than in Ireland. It will be safe for you to come with me, said Fergus. It would be safe indeed, said Nisha. And we will go with you to Ireland. And thou, there were no trouble beneath the sun, but a man to be far from his own land. There is little delight in peace and a long sleep to a man that is an exile. It is a pity for the man that is an exile, and it is his honor. It is okay. Okay. It is a pity for the man that is an exile. Okay. It is little is it is little his honor. It is great his grief. For it is he will have his share of wandering. Ooh, that was difficult. A bit confusing to read, sorry. I can try it again. I'll try it again to make it better. Okay. And we will go with you to Ireland, and thou there was no trouble beneath the sun, but a man to be far from his own land. There is little delight in peace and a long sleep to a man that is an exile. It is a pity for the man that is an exile. It is little his honor. It is great his grief. For it is he will have his share of wandering. Okay, I'm gonna stop torturing myself with that. It was not with Deirdre's will, Nisha said that, and she was greatly against going with Fergus. And she said, I had a dream last night of the 3 sons of Uznach, and they bound and put in the grave by Conchubar of the Red Branch. But Nicha said, "Lay down your dream, Deirdre, on the heights of the hills, lay down your dream on the sailors of the sea, lay down your dream on the rough grey stones, for we will give peace, and we'll get it from the king of the world and from Conchubar." A king of the world is probably a reference to probably like a Danu, I would say. Probably. King of the world and from Conchubar. But Deirdre spoke again, and it is what she said. "There is a howling of dogs in my ears. A vision of the night it is before my eyes. I see Fergus away from us. I see Conchubar without mercy in his dun. Dun equal fortress. I see Nicha without strength in battle. I see Enlil without his loud sounding shield. I see Arden without shield or breastplate, and the Hill of Arthur without delight. I see Conchubar asking for blood. I see Fergus caught with hidden lies. I see Deirdre crying with tears. I see Deirdre crying with tears. A thing that is unpleasant to me, and that I would never give in to," said Fergus, "is to listen to the howling of dogs and to the dreams of women, and since Conchubar, the High King, has sent a message of friendship, it would not be right for you to refuse it." "It would not be right indeed," said Nicha, "and we will go with you tomorrow." And Fergus gave his word, and he said, "If all the men of Ireland were against you, it would not profit them, for neither shield nor sword nor helmet itself would be of any help or protection to them against you, and I myself to be with you." "That is true," said Nicha, "and we will go with you to Ireland." Great mistake. And I will do the terrible mistake myself. Terrible mistake indeed. They spent the night there until morning, and then they went where the ships were, and they went on the sea, and a good many of their people with them. And did it not work? Sorry, I'm just checking something. It did work. Okay. Oh yeah. They spent the night there until morning, and then they went where the ships were, and they went on the sea, and a good many of their people with them, and Deirdre looked back on the land of Alban, and it is what she said: "I love to you, O land to the east, and it goes ill with me to leave you. For it is pleasant are your bays and your arbors, and your wide flowery plain and your green-sided hills. And little need was there for us to leave you." And she made this complaint: "Dear to me that land, the land to the east, Alban. With its wonders, I would not have come from it either, but that I came with Nicha." Okay. Dear to me, oh my god. Why do you have to do that? Done Fiodek, okay, how do I say that? How do I goddamn say that? Pronunciation. What? Okay. Okay. That's not okay. Okay, I don't fucking know. Fjoder, and Dunfion, that I know. Dunfin, technically. Dear is the dun above them. Dear to me Inis Diorna Droignach Dear to me, son Subne. O Cuchulainn, O Hone, Cuchulainn, where only used to come, my grief. It was short, I thought, his stay there, with Nicha in Western Alban. Glenloy, oh Glenloy, where I used to sleep under soft coverings. Fish and venison and badger's flesh. Oh, poor badger. That was my portion, Glenloy. Glen Massan, my grief, Glen Massan. High its heart's stongs, bright its stalks. We were rocked pleasant sleep over the wooded harbour of Massan. Glen Archan, my grief, Glen Archan, the straight valley of the pleasant ridge. Never was there a young man more light-hearted than my Nicha used to be in Glen Archan. Glen Eitche, my grief, Glen Eitche. It was there I built my first house. Beautiful were the woods are now rising, the home of the sun in Glen Eitche. Glen Darua, my grief, Glen Darua. I love to every man that belongs to it. Sweet is the voice of the cuckoo on the bending branch on the hill above Glen Darua. Scratching. Dear to me is Droigin, over the fierce strand. Dear are its waters over the clean sand. I would never have come out from it at all. Okay, I would have never come out from it at all, but that I came with my beloved. Okay. After Shan made that complaint, they came to Dun Borach, and Borach gave 3 fond kisses to Fergus and to the son of Uznach, along with them. It was then Borach said he had a feast laid out for Fergus, and that it was Gisa for him to leave it until he would have eaten it. But Fergus reddened with anger from head to foot, and it is what he said. It is a bad thing you have done, Borach, laying out a feast for me, and Conchubach to have made me give my word that as soon as I would come to Ireland, whether it would be by day or in the night time, I would send on the sons of Uznach to Imen Macha. I hold you under Gisa, said Borach, to stop and use the feast. Then Fergus asked Nicha, what would he do about the feast? You must choose, said Deirdre. Whether you will forsake the children of Uznach or the feast, and it would be better for you to refuse the feast than to forsake the son of Uznach. I will not forsake them, said he, for I will send my two sons, fair-haired Yolan and rough-red Buin, with them to Imain Maha. On my word, said Nicha, that is a great deal to do for us, for up to this no other person ever protected us by ourselves. And he went out of the place in great anger. And Ainley and Arden and Deirdre and the 2 sons of Fergus followed him. And they left Fergus dark and sorrowful after them. But for all that, Fergus was full sure that if all the provinces of Ireland would go into one council, they will not consent to break the pledge he had given. Okay. As for the son of Uznach, they went on their way by every short road, and Deirdre said to them, I will give you a good advice, sons of Uznach, though you may not follow it. What is that advice, Queen? Said Nicha. It is, said she, to go to what the fuck do I say that? Rechrain, between Highland and Scotland, and to wait there until Fergus has done with the feast. And that will be the keeping of his word to Fergus, and it will be the lengthening of your lives to you. We will not follow that advice, said Nicha, and the children of Fergus said that it was little trust she had in them. When she thought they would not protect her, thought their hands might not be so strong as the hands of the son of Uznach. And beside that, Fergus has given them his word. Alas, it is sorrow came on us with the word of Fergus, said Deirdre. And he to forsake us for a feast. And she made this complaint. It is grief to me that ever I came from the east on the word of the unthinking son of Ro. It is lamentations I will make. Ugh, it is sorrowful my heart is. My heart is heaped with sorrow. Sorrow. It is tonight my great hurt is, my grief, my dear companions. The end of your days is come. No, we say has come. But they say like is come. 1908. And it is what Nicha answered her. Do not say that in your haste, Deirdre, more beautiful than the sun. Fergus would never have come for us eastward to bring us back to be destroyed. And Deirdre said, my grief. I think it too far for you, beautiful sons of Uznach, who have come from Alban of the Roth. Oh my God! To have come from Alban of the Roth grass. It is lasting, will be its safe long sorrow. Scrolling. After that, they went forward to Finken of the watchtower on sharp peaks, sleeve foot. And Deirdre stayed after them in the valley, and sleep fell on her there. When Nicha saw Deirdre was left after them, he turned back as she was rising out of her sleep, and he said, What made you wait after us, Queen? Sleep that was on me, said Deirdre, and I saw a vision in it. What vision is that? Said Nicha. It was, she said. Okay. Fair-haired Yolan that I saw without his head on him, and Rodref Brune with his head on him. And it is without help of Rofred Brune you were, and it is with the help of fair-haired Yolan you were. And she made this complaint. She's complaining a lot. It is a sad vision has been shown to me, of my 4 tall, fair, bright companion, the head of which has been taken from him. And no help to be had one from another. But when Nicha heard this he reproached her, and said, O fair, beautiful woman, nothing does your mouth speak but evil. Do not let the sharpness and the great misfortune that come from it fall on your friends. And Deirdre answered him with kind, gentle words, and it is what she said. It would be better to me to see harm come on any other person than upon one of you 3, and with whom I have travelled over the seas and over the wide plain. But when I look on you, I only see Breen. It is only Breen I can see safe and untouched. And I know by that his life will be longest among you. And indeed it is I am sorrowful tonight. Scrolling. After that they came forward to the high willows, and it was then Deirdre said, I see a cloud in the air, and it is a cloud of blood. And I would give you good advice, sons of Uznach, she said. What is that advice? Said Nicha. To go to Dundilgan, where Cuchulainn is, until Fergus has done with the feast, and to be under the protection of Cuchulainn for fear of the treachery on Conchubach. Since there is no fear on us, we will not follow that advice, said Nicha. And Deirdre complained. And it is what she said again. Oh, Nicha, look at the cloud I see above us in the air. I see a cloud of a green macha, cold and deep, red like blood. I am startled by the cloud that I see here in the air, a thin, dreadful cloud that is like a clot of blood. I gave her right advice to the beautiful son of Uznach not to go to Emain tonight, because of the danger that is over them. We will go to Dundilgan, where the Hound of the Smith is. Hound of the Smith pretty much means Cuchulainn, the Hound of Cuchulainn. Cuchu is the Hound of. He said Cuchulainn is the Hound of Cuchulainn. Cuchulainn is a blacksmith, the Hound of the Smith. Okay? We will come tomorrow for the south along with the Hound Cuchulainn. But Nicha said in his anger to Deirdre, "Since there is no fear on us, we will not follow your advice." And Deirdre turned to the grandson of Ro, and it is what she said. "It is Sendamotin now, Nicha, that yourself and myself were not of the one mind. And I say to you, Nicha, that you would not have gone against me like this. The day Mananan gave me the cup in the time of his great victory." After they went on to Imein Macha, sons of Uznach, said Deirdre, "I have a sign by which you will know if Conchubar is going to do treachery on you." "What sign is that?" said Nicha. If you are let come into the house where Conchubar is, and the nobles of Ulster, then Conchubar is not going to do treachery on you. But if it is in the house of the Red Branch you are put, then he is going to do treachery on you. After that, they came to Imein Macha, and they took the handwood and struck the door. A handwood is pretty much like the handle on the door. And the doorkeeper asked who was there. They told him it was the son of Uznach, and Deirdre and the two sons of Fergus were there. When Conchubar heard that, he called his stewards and servingmen to him. And he fucking fly. What was I? What was that? To him. And he asked them how was the house of the Red Bunch for food and for drink. They said that if all the 7 armies of Ulster would come there, they would find that what would satisfy them. Oh, I'm here to watch, but my net is bad. Hello, fish friend. How are you doing, Sojiro? I hope you had a good day. I'm trying to read the story. What the fuck is that? Is that a mosquito? Oh, fucking hell. Of course, there's a fly when I'm trying to read. Fly or a mosquito, even worse. How are you doing? How are you doing, Sojiro? I hope your internet is not too fucky today. Why was that? I'm just continuing to read, hoping that you can, hang on, that your internet will survive. Where was I? Okay. It's a mosquito. Is he dead? I think it's dead. I was tired as all heck today because my sleep schedule is kind of fucky. So I slept more last night, but you know when you sleep a bunch and then you're more tired the next day? That's what I got. So I was like, but I sleep 2 more hours. How am I more tired than yesterday? And then, so I pretty much like dragged myself through today. But now I'm doing fine. So yay, progress. And I will also sleep more tonight because I want to fix my sleep schedule. I'm trying to read like a Cuchulainn, so it's classical. It's pretty much the equivalent of like a one of the fundamental in folklore for Ireland. Where will you? So yeah, I'm doing fine. I posted something on Twitter and I'm starting to regret it. Because I will have to try to find a bunch of adjectives to describe very cool people. So watch my sanity get drained when I try to find synonyms to say roughly the same thing. I mean, I'm doing fine. I mean, I thought it's a bit of a slog, literally. So that's why I brought Yeah, the eternal struggle on VTubers and streamers and schedules is an eternal battle that will never end. Okay. Yeah. If that's so, said Contraire, bring the son of Uznar into it. It was then Deirdre said, it would have been better for you to follow my advice and never to have come to Emain. And it would be right for you to leave it, even at this time. We will not, said the fair-haired Yolan. For it is not fear... Yeah, I need to find a bunch because a bunch of them are cute, a bunch of them are cool, and a bunch of them are adorable. And English doesn't have a lot of synonyms for those kind of adjectives, so I need to find them. There's a bunch of them are cool, and I don't know if you actually took part in it. I think you took part in it actually. I'm not too sure. It's the trend of like post an emoji and I will tell you what I think about you. And I was like, you know, I was like, because I did that with a trend, you know. But then I was, oh god, that's a lot more people than I thought. Like, like, I need more words. I'm a writer, I swear. So now I have the writer's frenzy. So I go like, I know words. It's part of my job. So I'm like, why can't I think of any other adjectives? No. So I will slowly drain my sanity while trying to not offend people not offend people and myself by finding a bunch of synonyms for roughly the same shit. I mean, I made my bed, so I need to lay in it. There's worse beds. I've went to worse beds. Bed of lies, not good. I'd rather have a bed of sorry than a bed of lies. But I made that bed, so I need to sleep in it. If that's so, said Conchbar, we will not, said fair-haired Yolan, for it is not fear or cowardliness was ever seen on us, but we will go to the house. So they went on to the house. The poor lady, she's trying to save her husband and his brother-in-law. And they go like, shut up, woman. Because my net keep buffering, but I am listening. That sucks. That sucks, but thank you very much for being here, man. Thank you. Always a pleasure. I mean it. Like, it's a pleasure to see you, man. And I will use the power of adjectives to be like, you're cool, man. Yeah. And what about him? He's cool as well. But what more? Thank you very much for coming. And for staying. And I really hope your internet like holds up, because it's a bit frustrating when you try to listen to a story and it keeps buffering. So I will do my best and pray for your internet connection to not be too much of an ass. For it is not fit or okay. For it is the not. No. So they went onto the house. As you can see, like it's all English. Like, so some words that are now like into like a onto would be like one word now, but that's works. So they went onto, you know, like onto would be like one word now. No, it's two words in 1908. So it's a bit like onto, isn't that one word? Onto the house of the Red Branch, and the stewards and the serving men. It's still out there. the bug, it's still flying. The stewards and the starving men with them, and well-tasting food was served to them, and pleasant drinks, till they were all glad and merry, except only Deirdre and the sons of Uznach, for they did not use much food or drink, because of the length and the greatness of the journey from Dunboch to Imenmacher. Then Nicha said, give the chessboard to us, till we go plain. So they gave them the chessboard and they began to play. Okay. Sorry, nose was itchy. It was just at that time Cuchulainn was asking, "Who will I send that will bring me my... Who will I send that will bring me word of Deirdre? And that will tell me if she has the same appearance as the same shape she had before. For if she has, there is not a woman in the world has more beautiful shape or appearance that she has. And I will bring her out with edge of blade and point of sword, in spite of the sound of us already. That's a sudden betrayal. In spite of the sounds of those nach. Good though they be. But if not, let Nicha have for himself. What the fuck? The dude is like, is the lady good looking? If she's bad looking now, you can keep her. But if he's too good looking, and I will fucking murder you. What the fuck? That's a bit sudden. That's not very nice. Guy's horny, but that's the wrong kind of horny. That's murder horny, not the right kind of horny. I mean, if you go like, I want your whore, if not, I will murder everyone. That's a bit extreme. And a bit creepy, to say the least. I myself will go there, said the Levacham. And I will bring your word of that. And it is how it was. Deirdre was dearer to her than any other person in the world, for it was often she went through the world looking for Deirdre, and bringing news to her and from her. So Levacham went over to the house of the Red Band. Ah yeah, Levacham is the... If I remember correctly, she's the adoptive mother of Deirdre. Went over to the house of the Red Branch, and near it, she saw a great troop of armed men, and she spoke to them, but they made her no answer. And she knew by that it was none of the men of Ulster were in it, but men from some strange countries that Cuchulainn's messengers had brought to Emain. That's a terrible idea. You're bringing an army of mercenaries on your doorstep? And being the only guys that have weapons? That's a bad idea. Bad idea. They're going to raid the hell out of your kingdom, you dumbass. But to even worse when you know that mercenaries are also pirates and you already have problems with pirates. Now you are bringing pirates inside your home. And you don't have your own army ready, just in case. That's bad. That's bad. And then she went where Nicha and Deirdre were. And it is how she found them. Sorry, I have a bit burpees. The polished chessboard between them, and they playing on it. And she gave them fond kisses, and she said, "You are not doing well to be playing, and it is to bring Cuchulainn word if Deirdre has the same shape and appearance she used to have, that he sent me here now. And there is grief on me, for the deeds that will be done in Emain tonight, the treachery that will be done, and the killing of kindred. And the 3 bright candles of the gale to be quenched. And Emain will not be better of it, to the end of life and time." And she made this complaint sadly and rarely. That's why sometimes you have to listen to women. Sometimes you don't, because it depends on the subject. I mean, it's like the same rule as anyone. Don't listen to... Don't blindly believe anyone, but you know, if it's your wife, or the adoptive mother of your wife, trying to save your wife, sounds pretty legit. Just saying. Okay. Sad is my heart from the treachery that is being done in Emain this night. On account of this treachery, Emain will never be at peace from this out. The 3 that are most king-like today under the sun, the 3 best of all that live on the earth. It is grief to me tonight that to die for the sake of any woman, Nicha and Ainley, whose deeds are known, and Ardan their brother. Treachery is to be done on the young, bright-faced 3. It is not I that I am not sorrowful tonight. Oh yeah. When she had made this complaint, Livacham said to the sons of Uznach and to the children of Fergus to shut close the doors and the windows of the house, and to do bravery. And ho, sons of Fergus, she said, defend your charge and your care bravely till Fergus comes, and you will have praise and a blessing for it. And she cried with many tears, and she went back to where Conchubar was. And he asked news of Deirdre of her, and Levacham said, it is good news and bad news I have for you. What news is that? Said Conchubar. It is good news, she said. The 3 sons of Uznach to have come to you and to be over there. And there are 3 that are bravest and mightiest in form and in looks and in countenance of all the world. And Ireland will be yours from this out, since the sons of Uznach are with you. And the news that is worst with me is that woman was best of the women of the world in form and in looks. Going out of Emain is without the form and without the appearance she used to have. When Conchubar heard that, much of his jealousy went backward, and he was drinking and making merry for a while, until he thought on Deirdre again for a second time, and that he asked, who will get to bring me word of Deirdre? But he did not find anyone. He didn't find anyone. Yeah, anyone. No, it's one word, it's 2 there. Anyone will go there. And then he said to Gelban, the merry, pleasant son of the king of Lochlan, go over and bring me word of Deirdre. If Deirdre has the same shape and the same appearance she used to have. For if she has, there is not on the ridge of the world, or on the waves of the earth, a woman more beautiful than herself. So Gelban went to the house of the Red Branch, and he found the doors and the windows of the fort shut, and fear came on him. And it is what he said. It is not an easy road for anyone that would get to the sons of Uznach, for I think that is very great anger on them. There is very great anger on them. Okay. And after that he found a window that was left open by forgetfulness in the house, and he was looking in. Then Deirdre saw him through the window, and when she saw him looking at her, she went into a red blaze of blushes. Ooh. And oh my god. And Naisha knew that someone was looking at her from the window, and she told him that she saw a young man looking in at them. It is how Naisha was at that time, with a man of the chessmen in his hand, and he made a fair throw over his shoulder at the young man, that put the eye out of his head. The young man went back to where Conchubar was. You are merry and pleasant going out, said Conchubar, but you are sad and cheerless coming back. And then Gelban told him the story from beginning to end. I see well, said Conchubar. The man that made that throw would be king of the world unless he has his life shortened. And what appearance is there on Deirdre? He said. It is this, said Gelban. Although Naisha put out my eye, I would have wished to stay there looking at her with the other eye. But for the haste you put on me, for there is not in the world a woman is better shame. It is not in the world a woman is better of shape or form than herself. She is hot. That was his saying. When Conchubar heard that, he was filled with jealousy and with envy, and he bade the men of his army that were with him, and that had been drinking at the feast to go and attack the place where the son of Uznach were. So they went forward to the house of the Red Branch, and they gave 3 great shouts around it, and they put fires and white flames to it. When the sons of Uznach heard the shouts, they asked who those men were, and there were that were about the house. Conchubar as the men of Ulster, they all said together. It is the pledge of Fergus you would break, said fair-haired Yolan. On my word, said Conchubar, there will be sorrow on the house of Osnar. Deirdre to be with them. That is true, said Deirdre. Fergus had deceived you. By my oath, said rough Red Bryn, if he betrayed, he will not betray. It was then Bryn went out and killed 3/5 of the fighting men outside and put great disturbance on the rest. And Conchubar asked who was there, and who was doing destruction on his men like that. It is I, myself. Rough Red Bryn, son of Fergus, said he. I will give you a good gift if you will leave off. I will give you a good gift if you will leave off, said Conchubar. What gift is that? Said rough Red Bryn. 100 of land, said Conchubar. What besides? Said rough Red Bryn. My own friendship and my counsel. Oh. Said Conchubar. I will take that, said rough Red Bryn. It was a good mountain that was given me as a reward. But it turned barren in the same night, and no green grew on it again forever. And it used to be called Mountain of the Shire of Bryn. And Deirdre heard what they were saying. By my word, she said. Rough Red Bryn has forsaken you, and in my opinion, it is like the father. It is like the father the son is. I give my word, said fair-haired Yolan. That is not okay. That is not so with me. As long as the narrow, straight sword stay in my hand, I will not forsake the sons of Osnar. After that, fair-haired Yolan went out and made 3 courses around the house, and killed 3/5 of heroes outside. And he came in again where Nisha was, and he playing chess and Aimley with him. So Yolan went out a second time and made 3 other courses round the fort, and he brought a lighted torch with him on the lawn, and he went destroying the hosts, so that they dare not come to attack the house. And he was a good son, fair-haired Yolan, for he never refused any person of the rich of the world anything that he had, and he never took wages for any person but only Fergus. Okay. It was then Conchubar said, What place is my own son, Fiacre the Fair? I am here, High Prince, said Fiacre. By my word, said Conchubar. It is on the one night yourself and Yolan were born, as it is the aims of his father he has with him. It is the aims of the father. Okay. Let you take my arms with you, that is my shield, the Cuchulainn, and my 2 spears, my great sword, the Gorm glass, the blue-green, and do bravery and great deeds with them. Then Fiacre took Conchubar's arms, weapons, just to be clear, and he and fair-haired Yolan attacked one another, and they made a stout fight, one against the other. But however it was, fair-haired Yolan put down Fiacre, and that he made him lie under the shelter of his shield, till it roared for the greatness of the strait he was in. For it was the way of the Cuchulainn, the shield of Conchubar, the roar when the person of whom it would be was in danger, and the 3 chief waves of Ireland, the wave of Tuath, technically, the wave of Tuath, the wave of Clogna, and the wave of Rudrig, roared in answer to it. It was that time Colonel Senach was at Dun, what do you say that? Soberse? I'm not really sure. And he heard the wave of Tuath. True it is, said Colonel. Conchubar is in some danger. and it is not right for me to be here listening to him. Cuchulainn rose up on that, and he put his arms and his armors on him, and came forward to where Conchobar was at Imainmachra, and he found the fight going on the lawn. And Fiachra, son of Conchobar, greatly pressed by fair-haired Cuchulainn, and neither the king of Ulster nor any other person dared to go between them. Ooh, that's bad. There's a person between them. But Cuchulainn went aside behind fair-haired Cuchulainn and thrust his sword through him. Who is it has wounded me behind my back? Said fair-haired Cuchulainn, like a coward. For whoever did it by my hand of valor, he would have got a fair fight, face to face, from myself. Who are you yourself? Said Cuchulainn. I am Cuchulainn, son of Fergus. And are you yourself Cuchulainn? It is I, said Cuchulainn. It is evil, and it is heavy, the work you have done, said Cuchulainn. And the sons of Usnach are under my protection. Is that true? Said Cuchulainn. It is true indeed, said Cuchulainn. By my hand of valor, said Cuchulainn. Conchobar will not get his own son alive from me to avenge it. And he gave a stroke of the sword of Fiachra, so that he struck his head off, and he left them so. The claws of death came upon fair-haired Cuchulainn then, and he threw his arms towards the fortress, and called out to Nicha to do bravery. And after that he died. It is then Conchobar himself came out, and 1,900 men with him. And Cuchulainn said to him, Go up now to the doorway of the fort, and see where your sister's children are lying on a bed of trouble. And when Conchobar said them, he said, You are not sister's children to me. It is not the deed of sister's children you have done me, but you have done harm to me with treachery in the sight of all men of Ireland. And it is what Ainlay said to him. Although we took well-shaped, soft-handed Deirdre from you, yet we did a little kindness to you at another time, and there is time to remember it. That day your ship was breaking up on the sea, and it full of gold and silver. We gave you up our own ship, and ourselves went swimming to the harbour. But Conchobar said, If you did 50 good deeds to me, surely this would be my thanks. I will not give you peace, and you in distress, but every great want I could put on you. And then Ardan said, We did another little kindness to you, and this is the time to remember it. The day the speckled horse failed you on the green of Dundilgan. It was we gave you the grey horse that would bring you fast on your road. But Conchobar said, If you had done 50 good deeds to me, surely this would be my thanks. I will not give you peace, and you in distress, but every great man want I would put on you. Then Nicha said, We did you another good deed, and this is the time to remember it. We have put you under many benefits. It is strong, all right. It is strong, all right. Is to your protection. The time Murkel, son of Brian, fought the 7 battles of Bane Eater, we brought you, without fail, the heads of the son of the king of the southeast. But Conchobar said, If you had done me 50 good deeds, surely this is my thanks. I will not give you peace in your distress, but every great want I put upon you. Your death is not a death to me now, young sons of Usnach. Since he that was innocent fell by you, the third best of the horsemen of Ireland. Okay. Then Deirdre said, Rise up, Nicha, take your sword, good son of a king, mind yourself well, for it is not long that life will be left on your fair body. It is then all Conchubar's men came about the house, and they put fires and burning to it. Ardan went out then, and his men, and put out the fires and killed 300 men. And Ainley went out in the third part of the night, and he killed 300, and did slaughter and destruction on them. And Nicha went out in the last quarter of the night, and drove away all the army from the house. Bunch of badasses. He came into the house after that, and it is then Deirdre rose up and said to him, By my word, it is well you won your way, and do bravery and valor from this out. And it was bad advice you took when you ever trusted Conchubar. As for the sons of Osnach, after that they made a good protection with their shields, and they put Deirdre in the middle, and linked their shields around her, and they gave 3 leaps out over the walls of Emain, and they killed the 300 men in that sally. Hydration! Sorry. Okay. When Conchubar saw that, he went to Cathbad, the druid, and said to him, Go, Cathbad, to the sons of Osnach, and work enchantment on them. For unless they are hindered, they will destroy the men of Ulster forever. The men of Ulster forever is they go away in spite of them, and I gave the word of a true hero. They will get no harm from me, but let them only make agreement with me. When Cathbad heard that, he agreed, believing him, and he went to the end of his arts and his knowledge to hinder the son of Osnach, and he worked enchantment on them, so that he put the likeness of a dark sea around them, with hindering waves. And when Nicha saw the waves rising, he put up Deirdre on his shoulder, and it is how the sons of Osnach were, swimming on the ground as they were going out of Emain. Yet the men of Ulster did not dare to come near them, until their swords had fallen from their hands. But after their swords fell from their hands, the sons of Osnach were taken. And when they were taken, Conchubar asked of the children of the Durtharch to kill them. But the son of Durtharch said they would not do that. There was a young man with Conchubar whose name was Main, and his surname Roughhand, son of the king of the fair Norwegians, and it is Nicha had killed his father and his 2 brothers, Arthrak and Ulo. Triathrak were their names. And he said he himself would kill the son of Osnach. If that is so, said Ardan, kill me first, for I am younger than my brothers. So that I will not see my brothers killed. Let him not be killed, but myself, said Ainley. Let that not be done, said Nicha. For I have a sword that Mananan, son of Lear, gave me. Mananan, god of the sea, as well. Son of Lear, also god of the sea. There's a bit of confusion about that. Apparently, Mananan got the kingship of the ocean from Lear. Don't really know. That's the part with the Fomorian and the origin of the Celtic gods in Ireland are a bit vague. That's why you got game like Elata coming through. It's a bit of it vague. It's vague. That's the mythological part that has been forgotten and replaced by the biblical Genesis story. For I have a sword that Mananan, son of Lear, gave me, and the stroke of it leaves nothing after it. Track nor trace, and I need to burp. Okay. Track nor trace, and strike the 3 of us together, and we will die at the one time. That is well, said they all. And let you lay down your head, they said. They did that, and Maine gave a strong, quick blow of the sword on the three necks together on the block, and struck the three heads of them with one stroke. And the men of Ulster gave three loud, sorrowful shouts, and cried aloud about them there. As for Deirdre, she cried pitifully, wearily, and tore her fair hair, and she was talking on the son of Usnach and on Alban, and it is what she said. O blessing eastward to Alban from me, good is the sight of her bays and valleys, pleasant was it to sit on the slopes of her hills, where the sons of Usnach were used to be hunting. One day when the nobles of Scotland were dying with the son of Usnach, to whom they owed their affection, Nicha gave a kiss secretly to the daughter of the Lord Duntrin. He sent her a frightened deer, wild and a fawn at his foot, and he went to visit her coming home from the host of Inverness. Inverness, okay. When myself heard that, my heart filled full of jealousy. I put my boat on the waves. It was the same to me to live or to die. They followed me swimming, Ainley and Arden. That never said a lie. They turned me back again. Two that would give battle to 100. Nicha gave me his true word. He swore 3 times with his arms as a witness. He would never put vexation on me again, until he would go from me to the hosts of the dead. Och, if she knew tonight, Nicha to be under a covering of clay, it is she who would cry her fill. It is I who would cry along with her. After she had made this complaint, seeing they were all taken up with one another, Deirdre came forward on the lawn, and she was running round and round, up and down, from one to another. And Cuchulainn met her, and she told him the story from first to last. How it had happened to the son of Usnach. It is sorrowful Cuchulainn was for that, for there was not in the world a man who was dearer to him than Nicha. And he asked who killed him. Main rough hand, said Deirdre. Then Cuchulainn went away sad and sorrowful to Dundilgan. After that, Deirdre lay down by the grave, and they were digging earth from it. And she made this lament after the son of Usnach. Long is the day without the son of Usnach. It was never wearisome to be in their company, sons of a king that entertained exiles, 3 lions of the hill of the cave, 3 darlings of the woman of Britain, 3 hawks of Slieve Cuchulainn, sons of a king served by valor, to whom warriors did obedience. The 3 mighty bears, 3 lions of the fort of Conrach, 3 sons of a king who thought well of their praise, 3 nurslings of the men of Ulster, 3 heroes not good at homage, their fall is a cause of sorrow, 3 sons of the sister of a king, 3 props of the army of Cuchulainn. 3 dragons of Dunmonad, the 3 violent men of the Red Branch, from the Red Branch. I myself will not be living after them, the 3 that broke hard battles. 3 that were brought by Aoife, to whom lands were under tribute. 3 pillars in the bridge of battle. 3 pupils that were with Cacha. 3 pupils that were with Uthach. 3 champions that were lasting in might. 3 shining sons of Usnach. It is weariness to be without them. The High King of Ulster, my first betrothed. I was wrong, they were wed. My first betrothed. I forsook for love of Nika. Short my life will be after him. I will make kinning at their burial. Scrolling, sorry. That I would live after Nika. Let no one think on the earth I will not go on living after Ainley and after Ardan. After them, I myself will not live. Threes I would leap through the mist of battle. Since my beloved is gone from me, I will cry my fill over his grave. Oh, young man, digging the new grave, do not make the grave narrow. I will be along with them in the grave, making lamentations and oceans? How do we say that? Sorry. What is that? Oceans? Ocean definition meaning... No, not the one... Ocean pronunciation? Yeah. That one. I'm trying. Okay. -1, holy shit. Orcon. Apparently. Sorry. And Orcons. Many is the hardship I met. Okay. Many is the hardship I met with, along with the 3 heroes. I suffered want of house, want of fire. It is myself that used not to be troubled. Their 3 shields and spears made a bed for me often. Oh, young man, put their 3 swords close over their grave. Their 3 hounds, their 3 hawks, will be from this time without huntsmen. 3 helpers of every battle. 3 pupils of Conan Cernach. The 3 leashes of those 3 hounds have brought a sight from my heart. It is I, the care of them. It is I had the care of them. The sight of them is a cause of grief. I was never one day alone to the day of the making of this grave, though it is often that myself and yourselves were in loneliness. My sight is gone from me with looking at the grave of Nika. It is short till my life will leave me, and those who would have kin me do not live. Since it is through me they were betrayed, I will be tired out of. Since it is through me they were betrayed, I will be tired out with sorrow. Sorry, try it. Third attempt. Since it is through me they were betrayed, I will be tired out with sorrow. Okay. It is a pity I was not in the earth. It is a pity I was not in the earth before the sons of Uznach were killed. Sorrowful was my journey with Fergus, betraying me to the Red Branch. We were deceived all together with his sweet flowery words. I left the delights of Ulster for the 3 heroes that were bravest. My life will not be long. I myself am alone after them. I am Deirdre without gladness, and I at the end of my life, since it is grief to be without them. I myself will not be long after them. Okay. After that complaint, Deirdre loosed out her hair and threw herself on the body of Nika before it was put in the grave, and gave 3 kisses on him, and where her mouth touched his blood, the color of burning swords came into her cheeks, and she rose up like one that had lost her wits. And she went on through the night till she came to where the waves were breaking on the strand, and the fisherman was there and his wife. And they brought her into their cabin and sheltered her, and she neither smiled nor laughed, nor took food, drink, or sleep, nor raised her head from her knees, but crying always after the son of Uznach. But when she could not be found at Emain, Contrubar sent Levacham to look for her, and to bring her back to his palace, that he make her make that blah, blah, that he make I have issues, that he might make her his wife. And Levacham found her in the fisherman's cabin, and she bade her come back to Emain, where she would have protection and riches and all that she would ask. And she gave her this message she brought to Conchubar. Okay. Come up to my house, O branch with the dark eyelashes, and there need be no fear on your fair face, of hatred, of jealousy, or of reproach. And Deirdre said, I will not go up to his house, for it is not land or earth or food I am wanting, or gold or silver or horses, but leave to go to the grave where the son of Osnar are lying, till I give 3 honey kisses to their 3 white beautiful bodies. And she made this complaint. Make kinning for the heroes that were killed on their coming to Ireland. Stately they used to be, coming to the house, and the 3 great sons of Uznach. The sons of Uznach fell in the fight like 3 branches that were growing straight and nice, and they destroyed in a heavy storm that left neither bud nor twig of them. Nicha, my gentle, well-learned comrade, make no delay in trying him with me. Cry for Arden that killed the wild boars. Cry from Henley, whose strength was great. It was Nicha that would kiss my lips, my first man and my first sweetheart. It was Henle would pour out my drink, and it was Arden would lay my pillow. Thou sweet to you is the mead that is drunk as the soft living son of Ness. The food of the son of Osnach was sweeter to me all through my lifetime. Whenever Nicha would go out to hunt through the woods or the white plains, all the meat he would bring back was better to me than honey. Thou sweet to you are the sounds of pipes and trumpets. It is truly I say to the king, I have heard music that is sweeter. Delightful to Conchubar, the king, are pipes and trumpets, but the singing of the son of Osnach was more delightful to me. It was Nicha, had the deep sound of the waves in his voice. It was the song of Ardan that was good, and the voice of Henley towards their green dwelling place. Their birth was beautiful, and the blossoming, as they grew to the strength of manhood, said is the hand to thy, the sons of Osnach to be cut down. Dear were their pleasant words, dear their young high strength, in their going through the plain of Ireland there was welcome before the coming of their strength. Dear their grey eyes, they were loved by women. Many looked on them as they went. When they were freely searching through the woods, their steps were pleasant on the dark mountain. Tap 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 tap. I do not sleep at any time, and the color is gone from my face. There is no sound can give me delight, since the sound of Osnach do not come. I do not sleep through the night, my senses are scattered away from me. I do not care for food or drink. I have no welcome today from the pleasant drink of nobles, or ease, or comfort, or delight, or a great house, or the palace of a king. Do not break the strings of my heart, as you took hold of my young youth, Conchubar. Though my darling is dead, my love is strong to live. What is country to me, or land, or lordship? What are swift horses? What are jewels and gold? Ugh, it is I will be lying tonight, on the strand like the beautiful sons of Osnach. So Levacham went back to Conchubar and told him what Deirdre what way Deirdre was, and that she would not come with her to Emain Macha. And when she was gone, Deirdre went out to this on the Deirdre went out on the strand. Okay, and she found a carpenter making an oar for a boat and making a mast for it, clean and straight, to put up a sail to the wind. And when she saw him making it, she said, "It is a sharp knife you have, to cut the oar so clean and so straight. And if you'll give it to me," she said, "I will give you a ring of the best gold in Ireland for it, the ring that belonged to Nicha, and that was with him through the battle and through the fight. He thought much of it in his lifetime. It is pure gold through and through." So the carpenter took the... there's a word missing. There. So the carpenter took the ring in his hand. That would be that. And the knife in the other hand. Yes, there's a word missing. On the other hand. Bleh. And he looked at them together and gave her the knife for the ring. And for her asking and her tears. Then Deirdre went close to the wave and she said, "Since the other is not with me now, I will spend no more of my lifetime without him." And with that she drove the black knife into her side, and she drew it out again and threw it in the sea to her right hand. The way no one would be blamed for her death. Then Conchubar came down to the strand, and 500 men along with them, to bring Deirdre away to Emain Macha. But all he found before him was her white body on the ground, and it without life, and it is what he said. Ooh, shit. 1,000 deaths on the time I brought death on my sister's children. Now I am myself without Deirdre, and they themselves are without life. They were my sister's children, the 3 brothers I vexed with blows, Nicha and Ainley and Arden. They have died along with Deirdre. Yeah. Just adjusting the mic. Oof, kinda tragic. And they took a white, beautiful body. Don't talk about a body like that. And and laid it in a grave. And a flagstone was laid above her grave. And over the grave was the son of Uznach. And their names were written in Ogam, Gaelic runes, quote unquote. Even if it's not really the same writing system. It's not the same writing system, just there was runes. Because we don't have another word for it. And we have, it's Ogam. And as to Fergus, son of Ro, he came on the day after the children of Uznach were killed to Emain Macha. And when he found they had been killed and his pledge to them broken, he himself and Cormac Congloinus, Conchubar's own son, and Dubthach, the Beetle of Ulster, with their men, made an attack on Conchubar's house and men. And a great many were killed by them, and Emain Macha was burnt and destroyed. And after doing that, they went into Connacht, to Ailil and to Meath at Cuchulainn. And they were made welcome there, and they took service with them and fought with them against Ulster, because of the treachery that was done by Conchubar. And that is the way Fergus and the others came to be on the side of the men of Connacht in the battle of in the war for the Brown Bull of Cuchulainn. I don't really know how to say it. And Cathbad laid a curse on Emain Macha on account of the great wrong. And it is what he said, that none of the race of Conchubar family blood should have the kingdom to the end of life and time. As I said, keeping your word is a big fucking thing. And now it's the end of an entire kingdom. Woohoo. And that came true. For the most of Conchubach's son died in his own lifetime. And when he was near his death, he bade the men of Worcester bring back Cormac Conglus, Conloingis, out of Cuchulainn and give him the kingdom. So they sent messengers to Cormac, and he set out. It's getting difficult after almost 2 hours. And so they sent messengers to Cormac, and he set out, and he 3 troops of men with him, and he left his blessing with Ailil and with Meave, and he promised them a good return for all the kind treatment they have given him. Okay, adjusting the mic. And they crossed the river to Athluin. I believe that's Agluin or Adluin. I believe it's Adluin. I believe the TH is Ad. So Adluin. And there they saw a red woman on the edge of the ford. And she was washing a chariot and her harness. And after that they met a young girl coming toward them, and a light green cloak about her, and a brooch of precious stones at her breast. And Cormac asked her, was she coming with them? And she said she was not. And it would be better for himself to turn back, for the ruin of his life was come. And he stopped for the night. And he stopped for the night at the house of the 2 smiths, on the hill of Bruggian Moor, the great dwelling place. But a troop of the men of Connacht came about the house in the night, and they were on the way. For they were on the way home after destroying and robbing a district of Worcester, and I thought to make an end of Cormac before he would go to Emain. And it chanced that there was a great harper, Craftin, living close by, and his wife Skenbe, Shanbe, daughter of Thethern, a druid of Connacht, loved Cormac Conglois, and 3 times she had gone to meet him at Athruin, and she planted 3 trees there, grief and dark and dumbness. A tree was dumb. And there was great hatred and jealousy of Cormac on Craftin. So when he knew the men of Connacht were going to make an attack on him, he went outside the house with his harp and played a soft, sleepy tune to him. The way he had not... Message? Okay. Oh, he'll be streaming. Okay. Sorry for the interruption. To him, the way he had not the strength to rouse himself up. And himself and the most of his people were killed. And Amegin, that had gone with the message to him, made his grave and his mound, and the place that is called Cuchulainn Duma, the lawn of the mound. And that will be it, because I'm starting to lose my fucking focus. And yeah. Where did I look? Yeah. Okay. Friday is a bad day too. Okay. That would be... You know what? I'm starting to get a bit sad. So let's be it for today. Where the fuck is my... Oh. What? No. Okay. Alright, so I looked at the dreaded number, and it was a bad idea. Why did I do that? Because I doubt. That's a problem. So yeah. That'll be it for tonight. Show more. Is it? Okay. That be it for tonight. What the fuck? Ah, it's not the good one. Ah, fuck. Okay, I'll close that up. What? Ah, I opened the same one. Okay, go back to that. Go back to this. Yeah. And that's going to be probably it for tonight. I'm not too sure. Okay, so weekend bad, Friday bad. So I guess Monday through Thursday. Yeah, sounds like a plan. Well, maybe. Ah, kind of pisses me off. Ah, I hate that fucking average. That fucking average of 3 person sucks balls. Sucks balls. Sucks supple balls. Let me tell you this. Ah, okay. So, I think it'll be it for tonight. Probably. So, thank you everyone for coming. Stop that. I'm going to put, as BGM is back on, that's what I thought. Yeah, going to be it for tonight. Thank you everyone for coming. Thank you, what is the body of a fish? I don't know, sorry, I don't read Japanese. So yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Because I'm sad. Maybe I will compete on the Snaparia. I don't know. I don't even think worth it. That's a problem, it saps the joy out of everything. So thank you everyone. We rate someone. Because I can. It's pissing me off so damn much. So yeah. Why doesn't it show whatever? Maybe Moss. Maybe Moss. You know what? New friend. No. What's her name? It's Moss DT. Okay. We're going to raid Moss. And that's going to be it for tonight because I feel like it. That's a good ending. Ending the writing, ending the chapter. Feels like it. So yeah. So I'll probably change the schedule again. To be from Monday to Thursday next week. Because Friday I don't have much people. Saturday I don't have much people. And that's it. So Monday through Thursday. There it is. So yeah. And I'm starting to get very hungry now. Okay, it seems that everything is telling me to stop the stream. Like my body. Like my body, my mood. So I don't want to drag it on and to bore your ass to death. So, yeah. It's because she does cool shit. So, let's do that. Is that, fuck. What's it? It is Moss. Ah, okay. It is Moss. Okay. So we're going to raid her. Can I do it is Moss Richie? So it's waiting at that / raid. It does cool shit. So does it work? It works. Can I do /host? Does it work that way? /host? No, it is Moss Richie. Okay. Bye bye. Bye 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 bye. Done.